Hello! As you can probably tell, it is Dress Down Thursday. I'm not at work and I've just slung on a comfy tee, got some shorts on. I would say the sun is out, but the sun is not out. But today's video is going to be about how to spot a fake stone island. Now, the reason why I'm going to bring this video up now is because I get a lot of messages asking me to legit check things, especially on Facebook. People asking all the time, can you tell me if this is real? Or if this is real. I sort of forget what it's like to start as a newbie or somebody who doesn't know a lot about a brand, trying to find out what is real and what's not. Very recently, I've got into the Nike trainer game and I'm trying to buy my first ever pair of collectible trainers from Nike. And I've got absolutely no idea what is real and what is fake. Now, I've been watching some YouTube videos, Cool Kicks, Crew Kicks, Statement and Jumperman Chris, and I'm absolutely loving watching the videos. I'm loving watching the videos, A, because it's new, but B, because I'm trying to learn. And I do like to learn new things. Now, I'm going to apologise. I'm going to apologise to all those guys and girls out there who have asked for legit checks on items, and not me per se, but people sort of laugh and say, well, how can you not tell if it's real or fake? I'm in that sort of position now with Nike. I've got absolutely no idea what is fake and what is real. And I'd love there to be a generic video out there to sort of give me a little bit of guidance. Now, this video today is not going to go into huge amounts of detail. It's not going to look at every single model of Stone Island and pull it apart like my last video when I looked at Stone Island versus Busy Stone. Please check that one out if you haven't seen it already. This one's going to look at my top 10 ways in which I check a Stone Island item. It's where I start from first on a jacket or a jumper, and it's where I end up on. So the order of how I legit check an item, and I hope you like it. I hope it is interesting. If you're into the game, you've been into the Stone Island game for ages, then it's going to bore you. It will bore you. But if you're new to the market, I'm going to try and show you the top 10 ways to make sure you are not done over in the market and buy a fake. Okay, so before I go on to point number one, please hit the like and subscribe button. Please share this video with friends out there who you think would benefit from having this in front of them when they're going to buy their first Stone Island jacket. I go through eBay sometimes and I see jackets that I think, oh my goodness, and they've got bids on them, and they've got bids on them to maybe £200, and I just think someone's wasted £200. If I could reach out to them and say, take your bids off, I would, but I haven't got that much time. So we've got 10 points. Think of a traffic light system. They can't be taken on their own, these points. So if I say this would suggest that it's real, give it a green. If I would say this definitely says it's a fake, there's a red for you. So if you've got a red, don't buy it. If it's one where it's sort of on the fence and on its own it may mean that it could be fake, well, we've got some orange lights there, and too many orange lights, I also would not be buying an item. So we're looking for all greens, really. Any reds, don't buy it, okay? So point number one, we're not going to look at the badge. We're not going to look at the badge on the arm. It's too easily to be swapped over with a real badge, so we might as well just get rid of the badge completely when trying to do a legit check. I've seen fake badges on real items and I've seen real badges on fake items. So let's just get rid of the badge side and we're going to start inside the jacket. Okay, so the nameplate. Now the nameplate is there purely to tell us what the jacket is about. So the process and treatments that have gone into making that jacket, and also what the actual model of the jacket is called. Now, most of the newer range of jackets will have a plate inside. So we check the plate and we look above the writing to see that it says Stone Island and it's got a small little emblem. It's got to look crisp. It's got to look like it's produced in a high quality factory, okay? Some of the ones out there say Stone Island, have a little emblem, but the actual emblem itself doesn't look very crisp. It doesn't look like a compass. It almost looks like a semicircle and a semicircle. So that would indicate that it's fake. But if it looks crisp, it's real. Now, if you've got a plate inside your jacket and there's a big gap where that Stone Island wording and emblem should be, if there's a big gap and it's a void, then that is a fake, okay? It's an absolute fake, you don't buy it. However, if you have a nameplate on one of the old jackets, let's say a reflective jacket, the plate just says reflective jacket at the top and there's no logo above it, that's fine, okay? It wasn't intended to have the logo Stone Island above it. But if you've got a plate that has a huge gap at the top, and there's loads of these on the market, if there's a huge gap at the top where you'd expect to see the Stone Island and it isn't there, it is definitely a fake. Do not buy it. Point number 2, we're going to travel from the inner plate that we just mentioned across to the art label. This is just the order I do it in, so please take no notice if you don't want to do it this order. So I'm going to look at the art number. So older pieces, the art number will just say art. Newer pieces, and I've shown it on a past video, you're going to have to look at your labels underneath the CERTILOGO. There's some little letters that say EAC, and next to that is a number. If you type that number into the system, let's think about the World Wide Web being a database of all jackets ever sold or produced, you should really find a match online. So we type the numbers in and up pops the jacket relating to that number. If it doesn't look like the jacket that you're attempting to buy, you know that it's definitely a fake. Because some fakes will have old labels of items sewn into them to make it look real. So you type the number in and it doesn't look like the jacket you're buying, well, it's a fake, off you go. If it does look like it, it's not agreeing to say it's definitely the right jacket, but it's going to let us go on and legit check the rest of that item itself. So, doesn't match, leave it alone. Matches, carry on doing legit checks. Number 3, we're now going to go, it's like a triangle, we're going up to the neck label. So the neck label should be very crisp. The only problem with neck labels is there's quite a few different varieties of them. So if we've got a ghost piece, everything should be dyed in the same colour. So if it's a red ghost piece, it should have a red neck label. If it's a green ghost piece, it should have a green label. The same with the badge on the arm. So everything should be the same colour. We've got shadow neck tags that should be black, always black, no matter what colour the garment is. Shadow's going to have a black neck tag with a black badge. We've got standard pieces. We've got older pieces that could have an item number on them. So it could have a little number running along the bottom of the neck label. But they're all going to be quite uniform. The problem with the fakes is you tend to find that A, they're very shiny, B, they're not normally even sewn on straight, and C, the writing looks like something a 5-year-old would do at school. It's not very straight, it's not very crisp. You've got to remember that these are coming out of Stone Island factories, so we're looking for something that's not bright and shiny and that looks pretty crisp. It also needs to look like it's an actual rectangle, that it's actually been cut out properly, because sometimes, I don't know if these people cut these neck tags out by hand, but they're all over the place in terms of the shape of them. And also, one of the things that does come up with the fake items is that where you have the neck tag, they seem for some reason to stick a little size label sticking out the side. I don't know why you would do that if you're trying to make a fake, but the Stone Island items haven't got a little size label sticking out the side of the neck tag, so that would just tell me that it's a fake jacket straight away. Okay, number 4. Next, we're going to look at the zip. Your zip predominantly with all the new items should say YKK on it. We've also got some of the old jackets that could possibly say Vislon, could say Lampo on it. We've got some more on the Telestellas that I've already shown in the past video, but for now let's just stick with those 3. YKK, Vislon, or Lampo. If it hasn't got one of those 3, then it would be an amber flag for me, another amber flag if it's not one of those 3 zip models. Yeah, easy. Okay, so number 5, we're going to go and look at the arm. Not look at the badge, but we're going to look at the piece of paper that sometimes sits underneath the badge. If we link this back to number 1, so number 1 was the plate that told us a description of the item, what model it was and what was used to make it. It'd be very similar on the arm, so they should match. And those two should really match with point number 2, which was the art number. So all of a sudden you've got sort of like three pieces that should all match together. If they're not saying the same thing, that's a red flag. It's just red, that's it, gone. Okay, that's a fake. So that's point number 5, and as we're starting to get more and more points on these items, we can start to match them up and see if they're all saying the same thing. Okay, point number 6 is the swing tag. So the swing tag would obviously be in a shop. It would normally have possibly a price on it, but it will also tell you the size of it, which should be on there. It won't tell you the colour. The colour will be on a code. There'll be a colour code there. It won't say navy, for example. So if you see a swing tag that says navy or colour yellow, it's fake. It will also not have a hologram on it. You will see lots of the fakes that have a swing tag that has a little Stone Island hologram on them. They've never come on swing tags, on any swing tags that I've ever bought. Also, just be very careful if it says Cruise on it. We know Cruise Fashion is a shop, but doing the rounds were hundreds and hundreds of fakes that just said Cruise on them, which was the shop, and then it had like a generic price of £599, for example. So look at the swing tags carefully. On there also is the art number again. So it was point number, let me look at my notes, number 2. I'll show you the art number here. This will be the art number of this tag, and then it should correspond to the art number on this label here. If they match up, that's a good sign. If they don't match up, it's foo-foo. Number 7, and a contentious one at that, is the price. So the saying is, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. It doesn't always ring true. There are some bargains to be had out there. They're only really bargains if you know what you're looking for and you're confident you're buying a real item. But more often than not, if you've got something that's very, very cheap, it's not going to be real. So let's take you for an example. I click on an item, I look at it, I think, wow, that's cheap. How do I know it's cheap? Well, I've typed in the art number, if I need to. I've gone online, I've had a look at the actual retail price of that jacket, and I thought, well, it's a fifth of the price. If it's too good to be true, it probably is, unless you know the brand inside out. I'd probably relate it back to when I'm buying Nike at the moment. If I found a pair that were really, really cheap, like the Sean Weatherspoon Nikes, I don't really know a lot about Nike, to be honest, but if they were really, really cheap, even if they were real, I probably wouldn't buy them because I wouldn't feel confident that they are real. That's not saying something that's really expensive is going to be real either, but there's got to be red flags there if it is too cheap. Number 8 is the logbook of Stone Island. So you obviously don't get a book with your Stone Island. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Every time you move it on, someone signs it to say they've had it. I might start that idea. The logbook of Stone Island. But you should know where you got your Stone Island from. So if I bought something new and a buyer wanted to buy it from me, I might say, look, I got it from Flannels and here's a receipt that I've kept. Or if you haven't kept the receipt, here's a swing tag. We've talked about that already. Or I might say, look, I've got all these jackets as well. I've got all these jackets from Flannels. Here's just another one that I've purchased. If I bought it second hand, then I might say, well, I got it from so-and-so. I got it from so-and-so. They had this jacket and sold it to me for a certain amount of money. If somebody said, well, it's got it given to me by my great-great-aunt, and they've got absolutely no idea about the garment whatsoever, and they've got no more Stone Island, again, I'm not saying that means it's fake, but it would set alarm bells off in my head. I'd want to know that the person buying the Stone Island knows a little bit about it, and can possibly tell you where it's come from in the past. But I'll get onto that idea. I'll phone Rivetti up and just say, can he introduce a Stone Island logbook for us collectors, and we can see the journey. It could say who owned it, what year, how much was paid, and what country it came from. If you can think of anything else that should go on the logbook, bang it in the comments. Okay, point number 9, a point which some people think should probably be number 1, I'll tell you why it isn't in a minute, is CERTILOGO. It came out 2014. You don't want me to bore you, but inside you'll see CERTILOGOs inside the items. Use your phone, scan it, it'll take you to the CERTILOGO site. If you haven't got a phone with you, you can type it into a laptop, go on to CERTILOGO website, and it'll tell you if it's legit or not. There may be anomalies. It may be that the code's been scanned in too many times, at which point you would have to contact them directly and see if they could check themselves for you. Sometimes they even unlock the code so that you can start scanning it again. But if it comes up as fake, at the moment, present 2021 April, I had to look at the calendar then, April, CERTILOGOs that come up as fake are fake, and ones that come up as real are real. Why I didn't start that at number one, some of you will be saying, why don't I just do that anyway? And that's going to just save me all this time. Pieces before 2014 didn't have a CERTILOGO, so let's just pretend that no pieces have CERTILOGOs, and then we can continue to improve our legit checking sort of styles and services. But B, I mean, I looked at that busy stone in my first video. I don't think it's going to be long until they can replicate CERTILOGOs. You heard it here first. I do not think it's going to be long until they can replicate CERTILOGOs. I don't know why I did that voice. Anyway, legit check the way I've done. Bang, 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 bang. It's like giving you work into a teacher and them giving you an A star and saying it is certified, it's real. You've done your hard work and they have recognised by giving you a big green tick. So CERTILOGO, it's my last 0.9. It's my 9th point. Could have been number 1, but it's number 9. And point number 10, legit check it, which we've sort of done in points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But don't be afraid to reach out again to the community. Don't be afraid to reach out to me personally by email. People do anyway. Ask somebody else. You get to the end of it and you think, I'm not quite sure. Just put it somewhere and say, can you tell me if you think this is real? I've done points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I'm still not quite sure. Well, just ask somebody else. There are so many knowledgeable people out there. I do the same with some of my items sometimes. If I'm not quite sure, I'll send a personal email to somebody and say, email. I probably don't send an email, but I'll probably send it on Facebook and just say, have a little look for this and just see what you think. So reach out to the community. It's something that I make a thread running all the way through my videos. Be kind and humble, and they will help you out. So number 10, legit check. And that brings us to the end. I'm about to go and watch the first round of the Masters. Extremely excited to be sat down this evening with a beer, watching. I don't know who I think is going to win this year. I'm going to go for Justin Thomas. I think Justin Thomas will win this year, so I'm going to go and watch Justin Thomas win the Masters. Imagine if that happens. What a prediction. Please do share my video around your friends. If you've got any questions, reach out to me on the email below. Head over to my Instagram and follow me on there, because I do sell some of the items from my videos on my Instagram. So please do head across there, Casual Dresser, and follow me. Have a nice weekend, look after yourselves, and I'll see you for my next video.